So welcome to the session on concepts of classification of organisms, and in this presentation we'll be dealing with in detail about nomenclature. So what is nomenclature? Nomenclature is the scientific system of naming an organism. And so you're already familiar with the nomenclature, binomial nomenclature system by Linnaeus. And here we will be dealing in detail about the features of nomenclature, different types of nomenclatural types or typification, etc. Okay, now what are the requirements for scientific nomenclature or biological nomenclature? The three main requirements or the basic requirements for the nomenclature are stability, universality, and uniqueness. Stability is the constancy of names. That is, when a scientific name is given to a organism or to a taxa, to a species, it should remain without any change for a longer period of time. If it frequently changes, what happens is it creates confusion. One thing. Secondly, if the same species is having two or more names in use, the members in the scientific community may not be able to communicate or information regarding the same the particular species. Okay, for example, if a person is studying on, just imagine Mangifera indica. Okay, don't give it a name. We will name it as species A. Okay, if a person is studying on species A and wants to know about the information already existing in the scientific world on the species A. Let the A be the binomial nomenclature scientific name. Okay. Now what happens is if the species is having another name apart from the name A, if it is having name B, okay, what happens? The person may be knowing only a single name, and that was A. Okay, but the particular species has already information with name A as well as with name B, right? But the person may not be able to retrieve information about the particular species he or she is studying with the name B. I don't know whether it is clear to you. I hope it is clear that the frequent changes in the name may create confusion and may also be make it difficult to retrieve information about the species. So the scientific name of a species or a taxa should remain unchanged for a longer period of time. Okay. The next is universality. That is the same name for a species should be used worldwide, and that is why the use of local name or vernacular name cannot be accepted. For instance, uh, in a small part in Kerala itself, we may have plenty of names for a particular species. Okay, so if we take a in a worldwide scenario, there may be plenty of names, thousands and thousands of names for the same species. So if a member in the scientific community from one part of the world have to communicate with another member from the other part, it will be difficult for the person to share information regarding a particular species. So it should be universal. The name should be universal. That is, the particular species or the taxon should have a name that is accepted world over. Okay, and the scientific name thus should be universally accepted. The third feature is uniqueness. Uniqueness in the sense specificity of scientific name. That is what does it indicate? It says that uh, if a particular species is given a name, that name should not be used for any other taxon or any other species. Okay, so each organism should have a name, and that particular name should be uniquely attached with that particular species. That name should not be used by for any other species. That also creates what you call confusion. Okay, so uniqueness means a species with a name for a particular species. Okay, for a single species. Stability means uh, what you call an organism with a taxon associated with a scientific name. It should remain like that for quite a long time. It should not keep on changing. The name should not keep on changing. Okay, so stability means a single species itself should not have more than one name. Uniqueness means more than one species should not have a single name. You got it? Okay, so that is it. Stability, universality, and uniqueness. Now, the nomenclature system. When we speak about the scientific nomenclature, biological nomenclature system, there are plenty of different systems of nomenclature, but the most familiar ones or most widely accepted ones, it is the binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature, it is considered to be the standard system of naming species, and it involves giving a name to the species with a binary combination of two names. Okay, and the two names, the first name is considered to be the generic name, that is the name of the genus, and the second name, it is considered to be the specific name. Okay, the generic name should always have an initial capital letter, while the specific name should have an initial small letter, and both these names in a binomial nomenclature must be either Latin or it should be Latinized. When printed, it should be in italics, and when written, it should be underlined separately. Okay. Now, the specific name usually it is in the case of binomial nomenclature, it is usually followed by the name of the author who published the name for the first time. Okay. For example, Canis familiaris Linn. Here, Linn represents Linnaeus. This Linnaeus has been abbreviated as Linn. Okay, it can also be, the name can also be abbreviated as L dot, that also represents Linnaeus. Okay, so the author's name, it could be written in abbreviated form, like L dot or Linn dot referring to Linnaeus. Okay, and then it is followed by the with the year of publication. So Linnaeus was the first one to give the name Canis familiaris in the year 1758, and this Canis familiaris, the word has been associated with the like dog from 1758 onwards. Okay, so that is the binomial nomenclature system. Then we have is the trinomial nomenclature system. The trinomial nomenclature system is one where, apart from generic name and specific name, infra-specific name follows a specific name. Okay, so here this indicates the subspecies, right? So the subspecies, it is indicated by a trinomial name. Okay, so here one example is Columba livia domestica. Columbia livia domestica is there, Columba livia intermedia is there. Okay, both are subspecies of pigeons. Fine. Then Homo sapiens, that is, a generic name is Homo, specific name is sapiens. Homo sapiens neanderthalensis is the Neanderthal man. Homo sapiens sapiens is the modern man. Okay, so again it is a subspecies. I hope it is clear. Okay, so in zoological classification, subspecies is not usually subdivided further. So this is the final one which we have. So this is the trinomial nomenclature system. Okay.